If you think lifting weights is enough to keep your testosterone high, you're making a huge mistake. Strength training helps, but without these key factors, your testosterone might be actually getting lower. Miss these key factors and you will still feel tired, weak, and out of energy no matter how hard you train. So guys, as men, having good or even high testosterone levels is one of the most important things we can do because our testosterone is responsible for not just building muscle, but it's also really helpful for losing body fat. It's key to having energy throughout the day. It's key to having a high libido. It's important to having good self-esteem. I mean, it's high testosterone levels is the most important hormone we can concentrate on as a guy. It's as simple as that. A lot of guys think that working out is the only thing you really need to do to boost your testosterone, and it is really important. And when I say working out, I'm not talking about cardio, because biking, jogging, those kind of things don't increase your testosterone. Matter of fact, they can actually lower your testosterone if you do them in excess. Weightlifting, strength training is what will boost your T levels. But the problem is a lot of guys think that's really all they need to do. Well, there's several other factors that you need to include with your strength training. Otherwise, you're going to be really frustrated. So the first key factor I want to talk about is stress. So guys, if you're strength training and you're really killing it in the gym, but you also have a lot of stress in your life, it will totally offset whatever testosterone bump you get from lifting weights. All right, so stress causes our body to produce a hormone called cortisol. It's the fight or flight hormone, and it occurs for lots of different reasons. One reason could be that you're doing too much long, steady state cardio. You know, the guys that are training for marathons is a perfect example. Their body will typically produce too much cortisol. And you can have stress in your life for other reasons too. Some of it might be financial, might be family related. You know, there's all kinds of things. But if you have too much stress, your body will produce more cortisol, and guess what? Cortisol is made from an enzyme that your body produces in limited amounts. So the more cortisol you make, the less of that enzyme is available to make testosterone. I mean, it sucks, right? So if you're making cortisol up here, your testosterone level is going to drop down here. It's as simple as that. So trying to figure out a way to get rid of as much stress as possible. All right, now that's a whole nother video, and I realize that's easier said than done. But guys, stress can be one of the major factors that is lowering your testosterone level no matter how hard you work out. So key factor number 2 is sleep. Most men don't realize that the vast majority of the testosterone that we produce throughout the course of a day is made at night while we're sleeping. And I don't mean just when we're laying horizontal in bed wide awake. I mean when we're in deep REM sleep. So getting enough good, high quality sleep is critical when it comes to producing testosterone. So you might be ramping up your T levels when you're kicking ass in the gym, pushing those weights hard, which is great. And then at night, when it's time to really produce more testosterone for the next day, you might be producing almost nothing. And then over the course of the next day, your T levels might start dropping, actually. So sleep is critical. And the final thing you need to worry about, and I know it's the hardest of all, is body fat. It sucks. All right, this is a double whammy because excess body fat creates an enzyme in our body called aromatase. And aromatase actually converts testosterone into estrogen. So what happens is it creates this downward reinforcing spiral. You have too much body fat, all right? It creates an enzyme that converts our already limited amount of testosterone into estrogen. Well, estrogen is the female hormone. It actually causes our body to want to hold on to more fat, all right? Now we got more fat, which creates more aromatase, which lowers our testosterone, but blah, 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 blah. You see how we're going downhill, downhill. All right. So we have to reverse this downward reinforcing spiral. The good news is we can have an upward reinforcing spiral, right? You start losing some body fat, and there's lots of ways to do that. Nutrition is the most important way, okay? So once you start losing some body fat, guess what? You're producing less aromatase now, which means your body is producing more testosterone. The more testosterone you have, it means you got more energy, and it means your body is better at building muscle, right? So now we're going to burn more calories throughout the day. We got more energy. Our workouts get better. We lose more body fat because of that, which means we produce less aromatase, which means we make more testosterone. See how we have a upward self-reinforcing spiral? The problem is it's easier to go downhill than it is to go uphill. Going uphill takes a lot of effort. You have to really be on point with your nutrition. You have to work out hard. You have to get the sleep going. And then you start building muscle and losing fat, which leads to more success. And the more success you have, the more excited you are. I mean, you're seeing results in the mirror, right? And that leads you to push yourself even harder. So it's fun to work out, and it's fun to eat healthy when you're seeing the results, all right? That's the upward spiral I'm talking about. But it's so easy to get going in the wrong direction. And that's why we have, the vast majority of Americans are overweight. Simple as that. Well, so in wrapping it up, guys, testosterone, as you probably already know, is absolutely critical for us guys when it comes to building muscle and losing fat and feeling good about ourselves, having energy, high libido, the whole 9 yards. But there are 3 things that you might be missing when it comes to building those T levels. You cannot just focus on your weight training. And then, of course, the only way to get yourself into that upward self-reinforcing spiral is to stick with it and never give up on yourself.